Bottom of the 8th inning at Yankee Stadium. The Toronto Blue Jays are clinging to a fragile one-run lead. Aaron Judge is looming on deck, and Juan Soto is digging his cleats into the batter's box. Look at our current relief corps right now and ask yourself, who is John Schneider handing the baseball to in that exact moment? That terrifying high-leverage scenario is exactly why the rumor mill is exploding today. The front office is reportedly zeroing in on St. Louis Cardinals shutdown reliever JoJo Romero, and the proposed return package features two AAA Buffalo Bisons outfielders, RJ Schreck and Yohendrick Pinango. If you're looking at the roster construction, Ross Atkins is making a clear statement here. The internal left-handed options are not enough to survive the American League East, and we are willing to dip into our prospect capital to fix it immediately. Let's completely change the lens on how we view this potential transaction. We are going to break down the raw scouting grades of the prospects involved, analyze the biomechanics of Romero's delivery, and explain how the waiver wire and options remaining dictate the timing of this exact trade. First, we have to address the elephant in the room, the starting pitching. Schneider has a tough decision to make with the rotation on a weekly basis right now, because our starters are struggling to pitch deep into the 6th and 7th innings. The bullpen is being exposed to an unsustainable workload. You cannot ask your setup men to get 6 outs every single night in April and expect them to have a live arm in September. The fatigue is already setting in, and when relievers get tired, their mechanics break down, their velocity dips, and they start leaving breaking balls over the heart of the plate. This is why acquiring a guy like JoJo Romero is not just a luxury, it is a structural necessity. Let's look at the 29-year-old southpaw. Romero is coming off a 2025 season where he posted a 2.07 ERA over 61 innings. But as an insider, I don't care about ERA as much as I care about how a pitcher generates his outs. Romero operates with a devastating sinker-slider combination. His release point is incredibly consistent, meaning the batter cannot distinguish between the 95 miles per hour fastball running in on their hands and the 85 miles per hour slider sweeping away until it is far too late. This elite pitch tunneling results in a massive ground ball rate. He doesn't just strike guys out, he induces double plays. In a division where the ball flies out of the park, keeping the ball on the ground is the ultimate weapon. Over his last 176 appearances in St. Louis, he has a 2.93 ERA with 167 strikeouts. And in the first week of this 2026 season, he has already pitched 4 times without giving up a run. The Cardinals are showcasing him. Chaim Bloom is running the front office in St. Louis now, and he is known for maximizing the trade value of veteran assets. Romero is a pending free agent, making him the ultimate rental piece for a contending team. So, what is the cost? The Cardinals are reportedly asking for RJ Schreck and Yohendrick Pinango. Both of these guys are currently wearing the uniform of the Buffalo Bisons at Solon Field. Let's do a deep dive into the scouting reports of these two players. RJ Schreck is a fascinating prospect. He doesn't have light tower power, but his plate discipline is elite. He understands the strike zone better than almost anyone in the minor league system, drawing walks and grinding down opposing pitchers. Yohendrick Pinango is a different profile entirely. He is a contact machine. He puts the bat on the ball, uses all fields, and rarely strikes out. In a vacuum, these are two players you want in your organization. But baseball is not played in a vacuum. It is played on a 40-man roster. The Blue Jays have an absolute logjam in the outfield at the major league level. Dalton Varsho, George Springer, and the rest of the major league outfielders have those spots locked down. Schreck and Pinango are blocked. This is where the business of baseball comes into play. Players only have a certain number of minor league options. If they stay in AAA Buffalo too long, they eventually have to be added to the active roster, or they are exposed to the waiver wire, where any team can claim them for nothing. Furthermore, if they aren't protected, they become eligible for the Rule 5 draft. Ross Atkins knows that he cannot keep these guys in Buffalo forever. By trading them now, he is extracting maximum value before the roster rules force his hand. St. Louis gets two Major League-ready bats to plug into their rebuilding lineup, and Toronto gets the elite bullpen arm they desperately need. We also have to talk about the financial reality of this team. The Toronto Blue Jays are carrying a massive payroll. The luxury tax is a very real obstacle that dictates how this front office operates. If the Blue Jays were to go out and sign a premier free agent reliever, it would cost them millions of dollars against the cap, potentially pushing them into severe penalty tiers. Because JoJo Romero is in his final year of arbitration, his salary is incredibly low compared to his production. Acquiring him is a brilliant financial maneuver. It plugs a massive hole on the Major League roster without blowing up the payroll. This means that when the trade deadline rolls around in July, the Blue Jays will still have the financial flexibility to make another move if they need a right-handed bat or another starting pitcher. Tactically, inserting Romero into the Blue Jays bullpen changes everything for the coaching staff. When you have a reliable high-leverage lefty, you dictate the matchups. You force the opposing manager to pinch hit, burning through their bench early in the game. It allows Schneider to deploy his right-handed setup men in optimal situations rather than forcing them to face left-handed power hitters out of necessity. It creates a domino effect that makes every single pitcher in the bullpen better because they are pitching in their designated roles. Every Jays fan knows the window for a title is wide open right now. We have the superstar core. We have the starting pitching infrastructure. But the AL East is unforgiving. The Baltimore Orioles are young and relentless. The New York Yankees have a terrifying lineup. The Tampa Bay Rays never go away. You cannot afford to give away games in April and May because your bullpen blew a lead in the 8th inning. This trade rumor makes too much sense to ignore. The Cardinals are clearly selling. The Blue Jays are clearly buying. The prospect capital aligns perfectly with the needs of both organizations. The pipeline from the Buffalo Bisons to the major leagues is a vital part of this franchise, but sometimes the best thing a prospect can do for your team is be the centerpiece of a trade that brings back a missing piece of the championship puzzle. As we monitor the waiver wire DFA announcements and the daily bullpen sessions down at the Rogers Center, JoJo Romero is the name to watch. We will be tracking his appearances in St. Louis closely. If he suddenly gets scratched from a game, or if Schreck and Pinango are pulled from the lineup in Buffalo, that is the insider signal that a deal is done. If you want to stay ahead of every rumor, transaction, and deep dive analytical breakdown regarding your Toronto Blue Jays, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update from the Blue Jays report. Let me know in the comments below. How much of a difference does one elite lefty make in this AL East battle? Drop your thoughts down below. Go Jays!